Published 0627 EDT, the 17th of October 2017. Updated 0808 EDT, the 17th of October 2017. The number of middle-aged men requiring treatment for injuries has increased by 4 times in just 5 years, a leading osteopath warns. Slipping in the shower is the main cause of such accidents as couples are becoming increasingly adventurous, resulting in wrist fractures, ankle sprains, and even hernias, according to Stephen Mackind, clinical director of the Perfect Balance Clinic in Harley Street. Around 80% of the non-sporting injuries Mr. Mackind treats are caused by overly amorous couples, a spike he believes is due to people being less ashamed to admit their UAL experiences, rather than blaming their injuries on DIY or fishing. Mr. Mackind, 37, said honesty can make the difference between someone being treated for 2 or 3 weeks, or being treated just once or twice to completely resolve a condition. It's obviously a taboo area and people might find it hard being open about their private lives. But for us, there's no real difference between an ankle you've rolled over playing squash or an ankle you've rolled over in the bedroom. The number of men requiring treatment for injuries has increased by 4 times. Having at least once a week slows aging in women even if they do not enjoy being intimate, research revealed in July. Being active between the sheets increases the length of women's telomeres, a study found. These cap the end of DNA strands, with longer lengths being associated with slower aging, longer lifespans, and improved overall health. Women's telomeres lengthen with regular lovemaking regardless of whether they are fully satisfied in their relationship, the research adds. Researchers believe may aid aging in women by dampening stress and boosting their immune system. There's a new willingness to admit the cause of the injury. Mr. Mackind said, "We've noticed a real increase in related injuries. It used to be that injuries associated with UAL activity used to account for a small percentage of the non-sporting cases we treated, around 20%. But in the last 5 years, that's now increased to around 80%. Most patients are middle-aged males, roughly in their mid-50s, but we do see women who've experienced such injuries, too. And while the reasons for the spike aren't immediately clear, it's certainly something to be aware of if you do enjoy a healthy life." He said, "When it comes to, we see everything from neck injuries to wrist fractures, ankle sprains, and, of course, back problems. Hernias are common, too, close to where the adductor muscles of the pelvic region become strained. With the back, we see everything from facet joint locks where the back spasms and locks in a particular position to blown disc prolapses and sciatic pain. I suspect that there's a new willingness to admit the cause of the injury, rather than a patient simply lying and saying, 'I did it doing DIY or fishing.' Honesty allows more efficient treatment." Mr. Mackind said honesty can make the difference between someone being treated for 2 or 3 weeks, or being treated just once or twice to completely resolve a condition. Being armed with all the facts gives you an appreciation of the mechanical stresses the patient is putting on their bodies during those activities. It's obviously a taboo area and people might find it hard being open about their private lives. But for us, there's no real difference between an ankle you've rolled over playing squash or an ankle you've rolled over in the bedroom. Just having an understanding of how you did it gives us a much better understanding of how to treat it and then rehab it properly. He added, "The work of physiotherapists, chiropractors, osteopaths, acupuncturists, and massage therapists fail because they don't have the story. It's only when there's a appreciation of the situation that a remedy can be found. That's the secret, particularly in complex cases."